What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Off the Couch Boxing. I'm your host, Reckless Rex Ruger. That, of course, is the Alexis Arguello puppet. We're back with another amazing episode. My guest is already here, so we're jumping in. The most amazing and real boxing conversations, they happen right here, and we're about to have one right now. Let's get rolling. Justin?
Hey.
What's up, man?
Nothing much, you?
Good to have you on here, man. Nice to meet you, man.
Oh, yeah. Likewise.
Yeah, actually kind of cool, man. Your guy Aaron actually reached out of the clear blue to actually ask me if I would have you on. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I actually just had I think he works with Joshua Pagan as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I lost your camera there, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to see how can I get the camera back on.
Is there a thing at the bottom of the screen like an icon of a camera?
There
you go. There you go.
All right, cool. Yeah.
So Justin, man, usually when I'm chopping up with fighters on here, I kind of usually like to kind of backtrack and go back to the beginning, man. But how did it start? How did it start for you, man? When did you get a pair of boxing gloves on?
I was 16, going on 17. Like I didn't really have like a super early start, like a lot of these other guys did. But it was actually Joshua Pagan's brother that actually got me into boxing because he used to box, and then he would just tell me about the gym, and then one day I just asked him about like where is this gym located, and then he just told me, and then I just fell in love with the sport, and I've been doing it ever since.
So no backstory, man. Like no getting in a lot of fights. No, you had to go there to work out your issues.
No. It was just one type of things that I used to wrestle for like a little bit, but I kind of just got tired of doing that, and then I like took a year off of sports. I was just like lifting weights and then just keeping myself in shape basically. And then, but I still miss that kind of thrill that I got from wrestling, but I didn't want to go back to wrestling. So that was how I just decided to just start boxing when I talked to him about boxing, and then
And for people that don't know, because I was looking at your last couple of fights, have you been fighting your last couple of fights at catch weights? Because there was a big discrepancy in what you weighed in the last two fights. Are you a super welter, a welterweight? Like, where are you right now?
I'm predominantly, I would say, a welterweight.
Okay.
But I mean, sometimes I will do like catch weights.
Yeah.
Sometimes. But normally I fight at 147. Normally. But I'm open to doing some fights at 54. I believe my next one's supposed to be at 54.
Yeah.
But
And so did you have, before you went to the gym, did you have any prior knowledge of boxing? Were you watching it? Were you really fucking with it on any level at all?
I like watch it like here and there, but like so I will watch it if I happen to be scrolling through channels, and then I happen to see someone boxing. Then I'm like, I might just gonna watch this. But once I actually got into it personally, that was when I really fell in love with it, and then that's why like I watch it a lot more now.
And were there any guys that you were watching and like studying once you did start watching it? You know, I don't want to say guys that you emulated or like that you were looking up to or whatever, because you kind of got into the game kind of late or whatever, man. But when you were playing catch up and watching it, were there any guys you were particularly kind of focused on?
I think I was really like I remember when I first started boxing. I was like a huge Mike Tyson fan. I was like, man, Tyson. And then like I was trying to like emulate him, but then I realized that only he can do that.
Yeah, it's kind of true. It's kind of true. Yeah. Other guys have tried.
Yeah. So then, but like then that's when I realized that you can't really emulate no one. You have to just be you. You can take take some ideas for certain fighters,
right?
But you can't really fully become that certain fighter, you know.
Right,
So
right.
that was what I learned about that. So now I believe I just fight like me, and then if I see a fighter like any fighter, like whether that's Floyd Mayweather, Sean Porter, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, or Roberto Duran, or anybody like that, I take bits and pieces from every fighter, and
Yeah,
then I'll just kind of just mix it into my own, and
yeah.
then just go from there. Because you can't really become anyone, but you can just take bits and pieces.
Sure, sure. And so, who are some guys in the sport right now that you enjoy watching who are doing it? Like,
Uh,
like who's
no,
like must see TV for you? Like when they're fighting, you're going to turn it on.
I really like Canelo because I'm like a big pressure fire because I'm usually like a guy that's usually walking the other guy down
Yeah,
pressure. And then even though that I don't fight no one, I mean nowhere like this guy, but I'm still a big fan of him, which is Shakur Stevenson. I'm
yeah,
like a big fan of that guy as well. And then also one of my favorite guys, even though he hasn't fought in a while, was Errol Spence too.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Love
yeah.
them. Yeah. And so, and so since you brought up Canelo, I'll go off topic for a minute and just kind of dance around here, man. So Canelo and Bud going to fight the end of this year. How do you see it going down?
You know, I'm rooting for Bud to win.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want him to win, but I don't see him win just because I just see like that weight is gonna be too much. Like
yeah, yeah,
if like they were hypothetically meeting at like the same okay, like let's say if Bud was a natural 168 pounder, then I would be like, oh yeah, Bud is gonna beat him. But from a guy that like had a hard time fighting his Mazurov at 154
yeah.
after
He
he
did.
moved up just one weight class, and then he's
Yep.
about to move up two more weight classes to
Yeah, it's
fight
a lot.
a guy that's like a veteran that has literally seen it all. I just don't really see it. I believe Bud is more skilled, but I just believe that size advantage is just gonna be too big because people all the time forget this too. There is weight classes for a reason. You
Yeah.
know.
We hear it all the time. Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those
Exactly.
things. One of those things people always say. Although Bud did swell up, though, he's walking around with the weight. But man, having the weight on and performing with the weight are two different
Exactly.
things.
It's two different things. And like then I can also speak from like okay, so I remember when I was in the amateurs, I moved up to 165. Well, I had won my first fight at 165, but when I did fight that fight, um, it was definitely something new. Like, and it wasn't my best performance, but I still did win though.
Yeah.
But then like the day fight after that, I felt better at it. But sometimes you kind of need like a little tuna fight or two to kind of
Sure.
get used to carrying around that extra weight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So you're saying maybe somewhere in between the Madrimov fight and going up to 168, maybe Bud should have took another fight or two.
yeah, oh yeah, like
Yeah.
but like since it's 168, I would argue he might have needed two more fights just because
Yeah.
that's like a big weight there. Because you gotta like think. I mean, even he was definitely undersized when he fought against Madrimov. So I mean, he's gonna be severely undersized against Canelo. And
Yeah.
then like what, like a year and a half ago, or no? Okay. So like 2 years ago, he fought against Errol Spence at 147, and that's three weight classes. Like, damn,
Yeah.
that is way too
Yeah.
big.
And I agree with you. I do hate to bet against Bud, and it's hard. It's hard when you hypothetically play it out in your mind to see either one of these guys losing. And I've had Bomac on the podcast a couple times, and I don't want to bet against. I don't want to bet against Bud either. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
because it is hard to picture a scenario with either guy getting his hand raised. You know what I mean? And the other guy walking out of there a loser. You know?
yeah, exactly. I mean, cause like, yeah, I mean,
These are
but
guys that win. They both win. They always win.
exactly. Yeah. I just think that size is gonna be way too great. And then, like when you see when even though that I do believe Bud is a much better fighter than Charlo, even though
Yeah.
Charlo is a really good fighter as well. But at the same exact time, when he fought against Charlo, I mean when like Canelo had fought against Charlo, and he's like a natural 154 pounder, and
Yeah.
he moved those two weight classes to fight against Canelo. I remember like Canelo's back was like this wide,
I know. Yeah.
and,
Huge.
and like
Yeah.
then when like Charlo had like hit Canelo, I remember Canelo's head didn't even like move. I'm like this holy shit. And I'm
Yeah.
like, dude.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so like I already like know that like he's gonna be much bigger than Terrence. And then I remember guys were saying they were like, oh well, Charlo is actually bigger than Canelo. I was like, no, he's
No.
not, because oftentimes people in the boxing world, I don't know why people think this, but they oftentimes like conflate height meaning somebody's bigger. Like just
Yeah.
because just because a guy is taller does not mean that he's bigger. You know?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And plus, man, Crawford, you mentioned it. He's got the skill set, man, but he's really got to fight a perfect fight, man, because knocking Canelo out, man, Canelo's got one of the most legendary chins of all time.
Exactly.
Of all time.
Like he got hit by Kovalev, Triple G,
Yeah.
like Danny
Jacobs. Yeah. All kinds of big hitters. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like, no, like, I mean, he's not really going anywhere. Like he's just not going anywhere. So he really has to fight like a perfect fight. I mean, like he really does.
And now we just saw one the other night, but I want to get your opinion on, man. Like, what do you think of these Jake Paul type events, man? Are you a fan of what they do for boxing, or is this just a big bunch of crap?
I'm kind of in between. It's like sometimes I kind of like teeter totter. Sometimes I think it's a bunch of crap, and sometimes but at the same that time, I do like Jake Paul do bring like a new set of eyes to boxing, and I also do like what he does bring to boxing regarding the fact that he kind of advocates for like fighters to be paid more and stuff like that. So I do like everything else that he do, but do I really watch his fights? Not really.
Yeah.
But I do.
And I don't want to say the whole events. I don't want to say the whole events are terrible, because the undercards are great. The undercard the other night was great.
Yeah. And then he also made it so Katie Taylor and Manus Round can make some really good money too.
Yeah. He gets people paid. That's for sure, man.
Exactly.
I mean, but obviously he's living, training, perpetuating this image that he's a fighter, man. When you look at what he's accomplished, man, and I know people question, the resume or whatever, man. Do you give him credit? Do you say, man, when I look at him now, I see a fighter, or has he not earned that yet?
I don't really look at him as. I mean, put it like this. I really like respected any hard work that he's actually in there just training and really working. But in terms of, do I really look at him as like a fighter? Not really. And then on top of that too, I can definitely tell he's still. I mean, which like I'm not gonna fault him for it, because he did start boxing late, of course. Even though that I started boxing late, but he started boxing even later. But the fact is that I can definitely tell sometimes he's a little jittery in there. Like he makes and instead of moving this much, he's moving this much. I can tell that he's still a little jittery. So like to consider him, like for some people to entertain him to actually fight legit cruiserweights, nah, I just don't really see that happening.
But boxing is bound and determined to get him ranked, though, man. Do you think you'll ever see a world title around his waist?
No. I mean, I just don't really see it. I mean, and then on top of that too, I mean, he doesn't really know how to counter that well either. I mean, because okay, put it like this. Like I was listening to Paulie last night, right? Paulie, he has his own YouTube channel.
I know what you're gonna. Yeah, I know. I think he said it best. Yeah,
and he made a really good point. I mean, I'm not saying you gotta be at an actual counter puncher, but it's either offense or just defense for him.
Right. Like I think Paulie put it, like he fights my turn, your turn, my turn,
your turn, my turn, your turn. So it's like there's sometimes where you gotta catch a shot, then fire it back or slip bomb, but with him, it's either I'm about to just run, or I'm about to just cover up,
Right.
or I'm about to be punching. You
Yeah.
know, so it's not really no in between, because sometimes you need to like have the guy think like, yo, if I actually throw this shot, he's gonna like punish me for that, you know.
Yeah.
But like, there's nothing, but he doesn't give anybody any like consequences for like throwing certain shots. Like, you have to like discourage somebody from like throwing certain shots sometimes, you know.
Yeah. Now, now you are 11-0 right now, 7
Yeah.
knockouts, man. For people that haven't seen you in action, man, how would you describe your style? Because I think people would look at the record and they would say, "All right, there's more knockouts on there than there are times going to the cards." Would you say you're heavy-handed? Would you say that you are, for lack of a better word, a knockout artist, or is that not a fair assessment of what you do or what you want to be known as?
I mean, I'm not really like a dynamite puncher, to just be honest. I I like believe that I have decent power, but I believe typically my stoppage just come from me wearing the a guy down, because
Yeah.
I usually have a very high work rate and I have a lot of volume. So I mean, that's what I typically do. I like typically just wear guys down, coming from the body toward the head to the body, and then over time, that's when these guys just wear it down. Then that's when those guys just fade away, I guess you can say. I'm not like a guy where I'm like Javante Davis, Tank Davis, just a bomb, then the guy
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
usually mine is more like the fight was stopped by the ref, or like somebody had to go save the dang other guy.
Yeah.
Usually I'm not putting guys to sleep, but I do have somewhat power, but I don't have like crazy power. No.
Does it ever weigh in the back of your mind as a young fighter when your fights do go to the cards? Because obviously, and I've been critical about this on my show a lot of times, we do still see bad judging and bad scorecards. It can affect your future going forward. It can affect you getting bigger fights. It can, your financial stake in the game. You know what I mean? Does it cross your mind when those scorecards are being read? And have you been in that situation where you've thought maybe the cards might not go your way?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like I mean, like usually I believe it's gonna go my way, but sometimes like I believe, like I had a fight before where I thought it should have been a unanimous, but it was a majority
Yeah.
instead of a
Yeah.
unanimous. But
Started to
there's
sweat,
like,
started to sweat a little bit.
yeah, exactly. But like usually I already, but like in that fight, I knew that I had definitely won, but even though I thought it should be unanimous, just because they had read the scorecards. Okay. So like the two that she had it for me, and
Yeah.
the dang only judge that gave it a draw, but the dang two that had gave it for me had it like pretty wide. So I was
Yeah.
like, there is no way in hell that they gave those amount of rounds to him. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like, I
Right.
pretty much
Right.
like knew that it was me, but still though, I think that unanimous sound better than majority, though. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And so as a young fighter, man, where do you feel like you are right now at 26 years old in terms of like your prime? Have you not reached it yet? Do you feel like you're in the midst of it? Because a lot used to be made about an athlete being like young and in their prime, but then we do see a lot of guys performing amazingly as they get older. I think they figure out a lot of stuff mentally as well. You know what I mean? But so where do you feel like it's all come together? And are you in your prime now?
No, I
No.
don't believe that. In my prime, yeah, I believe that I still have much more to learn, much more to just get better at mentally, and no, for sure not in my prime. Like, I haven't even went 12 rounds yet, you know.
Yeah.
So like that's also like experience, and also mentally, I'm I'm gonna have to go through that to actually like learn how to actually deal with going 12 rounds, you know.
Yeah. Do you have specific goals in the sport? Like, there's a lot of guys who want to try to conquer as many weight divisions as possible. There's guys like Bud who not so concerned with like 8 divisions like Manny did, but they want to become undisputed, capture all the belts at certain weights. Have you set certain goals for yourself, things you'd like to accomplish in the sport?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, I want to, like, hopefully I can keep making 147 for as long as I can.
Yeah.
But if I can make 147, for a while, I want to become a world champion at 47, 154, and 160. That's what I want. But if I just hypothetically can't, then I'm gonna do 154 and 160.
Have you given a lot of thought to, like, I talk to guys on here who have really thought out their careers to the extent of that they specifically know what age they'd like to be done fighting by, or how many fights they don't want to go past. Have you given your career that kind of thought, or are you just kind of playing it by ear right now?
Yeah. Like mine's is probably 35.
You don't want to be getting punched in the face at 35 anymore.
No. 35 is like my, like the only way I will fight, at 35, the money has to just make sense. But besides that, I plan on 35. I mean, 35 is gonna be the year that I just like, you know what? No more. And
you feel like, when you are done competing in the ring, like, what does life after boxing look like? Do you feel like you'll segue into, you feel like you'll keep a foot in boxing? Are you interested in promoting or coaching or training, or will you make a clean break and go off in another direction?
Maybe training, but in terms of promoting, that's absolutely not. That's a
headache.
That's a headache, and then you gotta take it. Like, you pretty much have to lose before you have to win. I mean, pretty much a lot of business is like that, but especially in that business, it's like you have to, basically you have to like take a gamble on like a fighter, and then hope that this guy can become a world champion someday.
Right.
And then, like, sometimes I be over just be like watching like certain like shows. I be like, how are these guys making money? I'm like, dude, I have to go. Like, they have to go pay this fighter, they have to go pay the guy that he's fighting. Then they have to go fly this guy out, get him a hotel, and then I have to go rent out the venue, and then I have to go get the people to go set up the show. The show. I'm just like, dude, how the hell are these people making money, man?
I think you know what, man? I'm glad you brought that up, because I've thought that too. It's like you hear about these ridiculous paychecks. Like, okay, this guy got 30 million and this guy got 50 million for this fight. But then you hear that they did like 1 million pay-per-views and 15,000 people were in the arena. You're like, where the fuck does the money come from?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, dude, where the hell is that money like coming from? I'm just like, you paid this many people and then I'm just like, I know that the damn 50,000 people that's actually in that damn arena, like, I like know that those damn tickets aren't that damn much.
Right.
It's that damn much. So I'm like, there is no way. And then like, how like I don't know. But
are you a guy who looks at your upcoming fights strictly as businessman, or can people like has anybody made it personal with you? Are you a guy that likes to engage in the trash talking aspect of boxing?
We can do it, but I normally don't really care. I normally just kind of go with the flow. So when they go talk shit to me, I just pretty much just agree with everything that they're saying. So basically, if they just say that they're gonna knock me the fuck out, I just say, yeah, bro, you about to knock me the fuck out, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm about to be going to sleep on Saturday night, bro.
Yeah. And
I don't really care, bro.
And so you fought now already, what, like 2 times in 2025?
Yeah.
So are you looking at more fights this year? And how many more times would you like to fight if you had your way?
I mean, if I had my way, it'd probably be 3, but more than likely it'll probably be 2 more. But yeah.
And we are seeing guys now challenging for world title fights with less and less fights. Again, I always use Keyshawn Davis as an example. You know, I know he's got the amateur background. I know he's got the Olympic pedigree. But in his 13th fight, he gets a WBO welterweight belt. You know, right now you're at 11 wins. Have you and the team talked about, like, you know, the timeline on, like, when you think you'll be in that situation for a world title fight? Will it be 2026, 2027? How far along are you in that?
I haven't really talked to my team about that, but I'm just looking at, just, I mean, maybe 20, 22, and 25 fights. I don't know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't want to like rush that kind of
Yeah.
thing. And just
Yeah.
make sure everything's smart. Um, and make sure everything's calculated. But yeah. But I'm not really rushing anything though. It's just gotta be smart and just be patient.
That's actually good, because you do see a lot of young athletes, man, that want everything to kind of happen like overnight, you know?
Like I still do struggle with that, but in terms of that, you just don't want to be like some of these guys where I hate to use them as an example, but I remember when Erickson Lubin challenged Charlo for that title, man, he got
Yeah.
knocked the hell out in the first round. Just like, yeah, it was just too early, bro.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's too early.
Like, you want to make sure when the opportunity comes, man, that you're ready for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because like sometimes like you can think that you're that you're just that guy, and
Yeah.
then turns out boxing is a very humbling sport. You can feel like you're on top today, and you can realize that you ain't really shit
Yeah. Yeah.
tomorrow. You be like, holy shit, it's big. It's like a big difference,
Now, I know you talked about the different weight classes, man. Is 160 the highest you feel like you could go? Like, what do you feel like your ceiling is in terms of
Yeah,
your own body?
60.
60.
I mean, because like those guys at 68, man, they walk around like 200 plus, man.
Yeah.
Those guys are
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
those guys will be like they'll come in at 168 and they'll rehydrate to 190 plus. It's just like,
Yeah.
nah, man.
Are you a guy that typically walks around pretty close to your fighting weight?
No.
No. No.
Especially when I'm at 147. So like that's why like I pretty much know that all too well, because like I know that I'm cutting from this much and I make 147, and then so I'm like I already know that I'm not the only one doing that, so
Right.
I can't imagine at 168 these guys are going to be like 200 plus pounds, man.
Right. Right. Now, what about the team that you have around you, man? Like, what kind of a team have you assembled around you, man? Talk a little bit about, because obviously, man, the success of a boxer is not only just them. Having good people around you is obviously important.
Oh yeah. I have my manager Aaron Sampson.
Shout
I
out
have
to Aaron. Yeah, he's the one that put me on. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, for sure. And then I have my coach down in Miami, Herman Caicedo. I'm not sure if you guys know, but he trained Luis King Kong, Ortiz, Claudio, Marrero, Shannon Briggs, a couple of like other guys and stuff like that. So I train with him. He's like a really good. I mean, he's a really great coach, and yeah, So those are pretty much like the main people, and of course, like my family
Yeah.
and my older brother who also helps me out too, just because he's also like a personal trainer. So sometimes he'll just send me like workouts and tell me what to like do
Yeah.
and stuff
Was
like
there anybody in the family or anybody in your life that was opposed to you boxing, that tried to talk you out of it? Obviously, sometimes, man, I'll talk to guys on here, and the fathers are really gung-ho. Took my son to the gym, got him into boxing. But then I imagine there's probably a lot of moms that aren't that psyched
that.
when their son is going to get punched in the face for a living,
I mean, it's one type of things that my mom she didn't really like it. And like my name dad, he always like, oh yeah, for sure, yeah, do it,
Yeah.
do it,
Yeah.
But then like my mom, she didn't really want me to do it, but she was always one type of people. She said, well, whatever you choose, I would definitely like support you,
Yeah.
even though that she doesn't like when I'm like getting punched in my face or I'm punching the other guy.
Yeah.
My like mom is so nice and such a dang kind woman that she wouldn't even she doesn't even like it when I'm actually knocking the other guy out. She
Yeah.
doesn't even
She doesn't even
like
want
it
you
when
hit, she doesn't even want you hitting him.
yeah, exactly. Because like my mom's logic is this: that's somebody else's child.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like my
And so
mom's logic.
and so your mom will come to your fights though, right?
Oh
Like
yeah,
she will
yeah,
attend. Yeah.
yeah. But there's like but there's sometimes like if I have like a fight and it's tougher, and then even if I'm like winning the fight, but if the guy get like a couple of good shots off on me, she'll have to go step out for like a second, and then
Right.
she'll have to come back in because she doesn't want to see me getting hit at all. You know.
Yeah. 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 So I got to ask you this because I'm big on nicknames, man. No boxing nickname yet?
No. I mean, I just could never really think of nothing that would stick. So I said that maybe I'll just let the people just come up with something.
Yeah, because
Maybe.
at first I was wondering if it was because of the hyphenated last names. I thought, is he not wanting to put one in there because he's going by Justin Lacey-Pierce and throwing a nickname into the midst of that might make it too long. But I think one could work in there.
Yeah, like I think that they could work too, but I just don't know. Yeah.
So you got to be called one by somebody because a good nickname you can't pick yourself. Someone's got to put it on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I mean, some people like come up with their own, but I just can't really think of anything. So I said maybe I'll just let it just happen, and then if it does happen, it happen. If it don't, it don't. You know.
Now, as a fight fan, we're about halfway through 2025 right now. Have there been any fights that you've seen already that have particularly stuck out as favorites of yours? And are there fights coming up maybe on the schedule that you're particularly looking forward to? Obviously, I know we talked about Canelo and Crawford. Everybody's looking forward to that, I guess.
This year I haven't. Trying to think. Was the Morel and Benavidez fight, was that last year or was this year?
I feel like Benavidez hasn't fought in 2025 yet. I don't think he
Okay,
has.
yeah, okay, yeah. No, not mine. Yeah, I can't really think of anything that's like.
I think I would know because Benavidez is one of my guys. I like him. I fuck with him. He's my dude, man. I
Oh
like
yeah,
him.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. The
For sure.
monster.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can't really think of any like amazing fights. I mean that I've really seen. Wait, like was the Dimitri Bivol one was this year too, right?
Yeah, they fought this year. Yeah,
Yeah, like
I'm not sure that we need to see a third one though. To be honest, I don't know.
no. Like I actually think that it's only like right to me. Like the reason why I say it's only right because Artur better be if gave him a rematch
He did. Yeah,
after that he won the first one. So I think it's just only right, you know.
yeah, they are being gentlemen about it at
Yeah,
least.
exactly. You know.
Yeah, I mean that's good. So if boxing wouldn't have been the path that you chose when you got into it at 16 or 17, were you entertaining doing anything else? What could have been the path that you took?
It would have to be something that has some sort of thrill or some sort of danger.
Yeah,
Sadly, like my name, mom, she really like hates this part about me, but I have to be doing something kind of dangerous. It has to be like police work or I don't know something military related, SWAT. I don't know. It has to be something like I just really like that whole like rush that I get from like something that's like dangerous. You know?
well, you said you were into wrestling, man. Like, was there ever a dream when you were a kid to go that direction? And I'm not talking about Greco-Roman. I'm talking about like WWE.
Man, that WWE stuff be fake. They be like, ugh.
Right. I know I know it's fake, man. But I mean, is that the type of wrestling though, man? Like, were you watching that as a
No,
kid?
I
No.
mean like as a young kid, I did, but when you kind of learn that it's fake,
Yeah.
that's when you like, nah,
Yeah.
man.
So when you
Like,
say wrestling, man, like could you have could you have pursued a career in like the UFC, MMA, or like would something like that have appealed to
yeah,
you?
like, and that's also another option too that I would have definitely entertained if I wasn't hypothetically boxing.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure.
Because I think having the wrestling background helps. Although nowadays, man, all those guys, they all know the jujitsu.
Yeah,
Everybody knows
oh
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, definitely.
So do you have a date? You have a date for your next fight? Do you have anything planned on the schedule?
We're looking at August 7th. That's
Okay.
what we're looking at. We're looking at August 7th. In Puerto Rico. That's what we're looking at.
Okay. And now why Puerto Rico?
Uh,
Just there's an event going on there?
yeah. It's just like a boxing event going on. I mean, I'm not gonna say event. It's like a show, whatever. I guess you would say show, event, whatever. Fight. It's gonna be a card, like the zone card. No, it's a Salida card.
Okay. Oh, Dimitri. Yeah. I was just at one of his shows during International Boxing Hall of Fame weekend, man. He just put on a great card. A great card.
Yeah. Like my boy Joshua was fighting on that one.
He was there that night. Yep. And he looked good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What a talented kid, man. Really talented.
Definitely.
And so before I let you out of here, man, if the boxing world doesn't know you, man, 11-0, 7 knockouts, man, what would you say to the boxing world right now about Justin Lacey-Pierce?
I would just say just to keep your eyes open for me. And I promise you, if you come to any of my fights or watch any of my fights, you will not be bored. I'm usually like the fight of the night. Usually like the last couple fights that I've had, I got at the fight of the night. Usually because I have a very fan friendly style. I usually come out to like some unique like outfits too. Because like my last fight I did like V for Vendetta. I did a fight where I was named Mobster before. I did a fight when I was a magician.
I like that.
Yeah. I did a fight where I was Michael Myers because it took place during like where it was like almost Halloween.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
And I also did a fight where I was a cowboy too, though, and I came out to Country Road.
Nice. I like that you're putting some thought into it, though, man. Because at the end of the day, yes, it's a sport, man. But I like that you're putting the entertainment aspect into it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I try to always like do like I mean, I'm not gonna say always, but like 80% of the time, I would say I do like a theme curve.
Yeah.
I mean like a theme, and then I try to have a song that kind of match that theme.
Yeah.
And then or like match the dang vibe, sort of. And then that's what I try to do, Huh?
Yeah. So you're giving thought to your entrances.
Yeah, for sure, always, because that's also part of like my thing too, So now when people come watch me fight, they're always thinking, what is this guy gonna do?
Right.
Right. I always try to give people like a treat before the fight, and then of course during the fight, I'm always just coming forward, and I'm always bringing the heat, and I'm always giving guys the fan-friendly style,
Well, everybody's trying to compete and vibe for the attention of the boxing fans, man. So doing something to make yourself stick out is never a bad thing,
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
I mean, obviously, man, you want the boxing public's, attention. You want you want to be memorable. You want people to leave the building that night and say, "I'm going to remember that guy."
Oh yeah, like that too. And then when I fight, I always want people to be like, yo, maybe like the other fights weren't like, maybe those other fights were like okay, but that one fight with that dang Pierce kid, that guy definitely got my damn I for sure got my damn money's worth when I went to watch him fight. So I pretty much always give people their money's worth when they come watch me fight. Like that's one thing that I'm very confident about when it comes to like people actually being hype and entertained when they go watch me fight, because I never have a boring fight, never.
Well, I'm sure the fans appreciate that. I'm sure they appreciate that. Yeah. Well, listen, Justin, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you doing this. Shout out to Aaron Sampson, man, for he saw the Pagan interview, man. He said, hey, I got another undefeated fighter if you want to chop it up with him, man. And he sent me your contact information. I'm glad he did, man. I got your contact info, man. You know, when you got something popping, dude, let me know. We'll jump on here. We'll do it again. Stay in touch.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Thank you, too.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely talk again. Yeah, we'll definitely talk again, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. You have a great day, man. Thank you, man. Sir.
You too, Justin. Thanks, buddy. We'll talk again, brother. Thank you. There he goes, folks. Undefeated welterweight sensation and rising star, Justin Lacey-Pierce, 11-0, 7 knockouts. Another. I can't say it enough. And maybe we're just, maybe we're just in an age right now, man, where we're seeing all these young, great, poised, great head on their shoulders fighters, man. But again, it just warms my heart to see that these are the guys that are propelling the sport forward, man, and pushing it ahead. We've got these great athletes, great performers, but we've also got these great young men that are going to be amazing ambassadors for this sport that we all love. And obviously, Justin is another one of those guys. Articulate, well-spoken, great head on his shoulders, knows what he wants out of the sport, man, has goals, has an exit strategy, obviously approaches the sport with class, integrity. It just seems like whenever I add these young fighters on, we're finding a lot of them, and it's encouraging. It's encouraging that the sport is going to be in good hands with these guys being future champions. Being the guys that the kids are looking at. It's just all great, man. It really is. And Justin is another one of those names to throw onto that list. So appreciate him. Shout out to his manager, Aaron Sampson, for putting me on to him, man. He saw the Joshua Pagan interview that we did, man, and said exactly that. I got another great young undefeated fighter. Would love to see him come on there and chop it up with you. And within a day or two, we make it happen. That's how we roll here at Off the Couch Boxing. You know what we do. The most amazing and real boxing conversations anywhere on planet Earth. Legends, luminaries, world champions, and fighters on the come up, coming here to chop it up with you, boy. Yours truly, Reckless Rex Ruger. And we just put another one in the books. Hope you guys dug that episode. Again, big ups to Justin Lacey-Pierce for coming on here, man. 11-0, 7 knockouts. Be looking for him to do big things in the welterweight division and upwards. 154, 160. You heard him say it. He's got goals. He wants to capture. He wants to capture belts at those weights, and he's gonna do it, man. He's gonna do it. So big ups to him. Thanks for doing it. Now let me do my shameless promoting, because that's what I have to do. Make sure to like and follow Off the Couch Boxing on Facebook. That's first. And when you go there, you'll get updates on new episodes when they're dropping, who will be on said episodes, and lots of other big boxing news. If it is popping off in the fight game and it's newsworthy, I will have it up there, whether it's big fight announcements, results, breakdowns, analysis, predictions, viral videos. If something's jumping off, more than likely Off the Couch Boxing is all over it and keeping it up on the page and keeping you guys in the loop. And of course, if you're on this page right now watching this episode, you are definitely in the right place. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit the notification bell to stay tapped in. This is where you need to be here, right? This is where you're going to catch all these amazing conversations, all this great boxing content. Go back, check out the past episodes. There is a treasure trove of amazing conversations, north of 240 episodes we are at this point right now. Something for everybody. I know I say it all the time, man, but if you're looking for conversations with the OGs, the legends, they're on there. The young up-and-coming rising stars, the future champions, plenty of them on there. So dig in, check out the past episodes, and I think you will love what we're doing here on Off the Couch Boxing. That is why we are the undisputed, undefeated heavyweight champion of boxing podcast. And the good news is you too can be a champion. It's very simple. All you got to do is continue to stay tapped in with Off the Couch Boxing and continue to roll with the champs. Peace.